You're muted.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I want to welcome you to the King's Table and appreciate the family being here tonight.
You're muted.
No, it's off. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. All right, I had a delay on that. I do apologize. Give me one moment, please. Hold on. Family being here tonight.
You're muted.
Yeah, I do apologize. Trying to work out all these buttons over here. And here we go. All right. Can you hear me okay now, guys?
Yes.
All right. Thank you for that. So, again, welcome to the King's Table. And guess what? This is our 248th session. This is a safe space. It's a sacred space where the kings and the fellows come together to talk, share openly, and to be comfortable doing just that. It's a place to get insight, answers, and some guidance on the next step concerning life. And tonight is very special. And as one of the men would say, this is a man's world, but what would it be without a woman? Tonight is a special night as we invite the queens and the ladies to come in with us at the end of the month to have an exciting exchange together. We practice anonymity here. What that means is bearing no names. I could say I was here. I don't need to talk about anything you said or if you were here. We want to welcome the presence of God, our creator, our source into this space so that we may all share, receive, and get understanding and more from the divine exchange amongst the kings and queens tonight. We can no more do without spirituality than we can do without food, shelter, or clothing. And here at the King's Table, we ask that you keep it on yourself when you begin to share, keeping it in first person so you can begin to examine again yourself. This is a space for those who are desiring to be to change, to be the best version of themselves. We ask that you be honest and be open-minded in your sharing the space. Please limit your sharing to 2 minutes so that everyone will get a chance to share. We're not here to judge anyone, only here to listen with an open mind and to help if we can by identifying and sharing our experience, our strength, and our hope. We do ask that you make a contribution to keep this community going, for community is very important. We used to have a lot more of that, I would say, back in the day. So again, let's keep the community alive. The ways to give or listed at the bottom of the text message. If not, we will have it on screen a little bit later. Now I ask anyone, if you would like, join us in the serenity prayer before we start the session. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, and the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So again, I want to welcome everyone here. And if you would like to, or you're decent, please turn your cameras on to participate if you'd like. And if you don't want to be on, it's all love, and we appreciate each of you coming out. So I'm going to give you a few words that I came up with for tonight to start this session. Welcome everyone that's new. I see some new faces. Thank you for showing up tonight. And here at the King's Table, when we bring forth the topics, everyone's welcome to share or have input. You can use your icon or the emojis to say if you want to join, or just raise your hand and we'll acknowledge you so that you can speak. We want everyone to be a participant in this, whether it's in silence to hold space or whether you have something to say or ask along the way. So as we begin, let us arrive not as titles or roles, expectations, but simply as we are. This table is sacred. It's a sacred space, sacred ground without heresy, where no one stands above or beneath another. We come carrying stories that are joyful, some heavy, some unfinished, and yet we gather because something within us knows that healing happens in presence, but not in isolation. Thought, honesty is honored, listening is an act of love, and vulnerability is recognized not as weakness, but as courage. Nothing needs to be fixed, proven, or performed here. You're invited to a real, open, to be real, open, and willing. As we step into this year of 2026 together, may what is spoken at this table lift what has been silent, soften what has been guarded, and remind us that none of us walk this journey alone. I also want you to know that this is a safe space to be you. So take a deep breath in now. Hold. 1, 2, 3, and release. Feel the ground beneath you and know this: you belong here, and welcome to the King's Table. Again, thank you all for being here tonight. It's going to be a great exchange. And without, as they would say, any further ado, I'm going to put the first topic on the table, and anyone that's ready to grab the mic, will that happen. So here we go. As I was asking the creator, give me something to give to people, some things that we could talk about. And it was, as we step into 2026, how are things really going for you already, as we're about to be in February? How are things going for you, and what are you genuinely grateful for right now? I'm gonna go easy. Come on, mother, because you started. What are you grateful for right now?
Oh, right now, I'm grateful that the Lord helped me work a situation out and that I was able to help someone the day before. So then God sent somebody to help me with a situation, and it worked out fine. And I thank God for that.
Well, thank you for sharing that. Anybody else want to share what you are genuinely grateful for right here and right now?
For family, for friends, for personal growth, the ability to learn, for good health. I'm grateful for this community, for all of you guys here. Just, and connections. Yes. Especially my connection to God. I'm grateful for that. And good evening, everyone.
Welcome. Thanks for sharing, Star. So again, how are things really going for you right now? And it might not be all yay. It may be something else, but we're here to, again, support and in the way we can. So what are you genuinely grateful for right here and now? Or do you need to get something off of your chest?
I'm ready.
Come on, let's hear you, Jerry.
Grateful that the Creator opened my eyes today, in my right mind, all this swirling around in this great place we call America. And let's just keep a level head, because in the good book, they had good kings and bad kings. So let's see what God has in store for us.
All right. Thank you. Well, I'm grateful to be here. I'm glad to see all you beautiful faces on. I'm most grateful for, I like to say, the Ruach, the very breath that's in me that gave me another chance to experience life this day, to stay inside all day, because it is brick out there and I didn't have any business outside. So I'm enjoying being in my home today. And many things have happened earlier this week. Oh, and I must say this. I rode the bus. I told 2 people I rode the bus. It was like, you were on this is breaking news. I rode the city bus. I rode the city bus and it was an adventure. And I thank God. I said, now I know why I don't. Because it took an hour for the bus to come. And it was, how many degrees it's been this week? Like maybe in the single digits. So anyway, I'm grateful to be here, and it was an experience, and it's all good. Anybody
else? You still have to pay cash, or you got a card?
No, you can just come in and tap your card, and they snatch it up real quick, even if they're an hour late. yeah, real quick. You can just use your ATM now, card.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else want to share some gratitude? If not, we will transition to the next. Come on, Robin.
Good evening, all. So grateful to be here. Grateful to be a part of the King's Table, the last Friday of the month. Grateful for you, Master Rob. Grateful to wake up this morning. The Creator is not done with me yet. So I'm very grateful for that. Everyone that comes on and shares, a piece of themselves. And grateful for choices, to know I have the power of choice, that I could change my mind. And in terms of the choices that I make, I don't have to be stuck in any type of situation. I have the right to change my mind, to make different choices about any situations, that may come before me. So I'm just grateful to be here.
No, I'm cut
No,
off.
go ahead.
I got something to say, Rob.
What you got to say?
I got a whole lot to say. I don't believe that it was breaking news. You took the bus.
I know.
Take a
Yo,
picture.
what I want to say that I'm grateful for, and it's gonna sound a little strange to some people, but when I first joined AA in 1986, they had a saying that says AA may or it may not get me to heaven, but it sure released me from hell. And the reason why I'm saying that is that because the spiritual guidance and other teachings that I follow has given me a freedom that I have never known in my life. And I am so grateful for my mate, the family that I have here, because you're important to me. I look forward to Fridays, knowing I've been retired 19 plus years, and it wasn't something that I planned. They forced me out because I couldn't do the work anymore. And gotta let that go, man. I'm just now letting it go because I shared it. Because when you put yourself up front, you got to do something about it. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Anybody else with some gratitude or want to share anything? Did I see your hand, Gracia? Okay, I thought so.
Yeah, I'm always gonna share.
Okay.
Show gratitude, regardless, even if it's something small. But I've just been more grateful for just intentionality, being more intentional, and the clarity and greater understanding from that intentionality. So just that, just greater clarity and understanding, and that's it.
Welcome. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's jump into talking about sacrifice and growth. So I want to put this topic on the table and see who wants to get honest and talk about this. Have you ever sacrificed something, whether it's comfort, habits, relationships, or beliefs, in order to become a better version of yourself? Have you ever sacrificed to become a better version of yourself? Maybe you had to get rid of some type of a habit or a relationship or a belief system. Has anyone ever experienced or done that to become a better version of themselves?
Well,
Professor, give us a word. Let's see. Let's hear from the professor, because professor's always ready. We'll get the table moving with the professor.
Well, good evening, all, and kings and queens. Matter of fact, a short story that I'm working on now has to do with kings and queens when the continent of Africa was known by its true name of Alkebulan. But in any event, I'm grateful, one, for putting a lot of the bullshit behind me to be a more authentic person. And two, my wife and I, as I have stated from time to time, we took in two of our nieces and we went to court to get legal custody of them. They're doing very well, of course. And I must say, sometimes when you get rid of, when you sacrifice, you realize a new dimension of yourself. And invariably, that means that you find yourself carrying around weight, not the physical weight, mind you, pounds and so forth, but you find yourself able to help others. And I've always found that that is a good thing, that by making sacrifices, you become, we become closer. I have become closer to the person that God, I believe, has intended me to be, as I am now in my 77th year. And Sir Albert, I'm still your senior.
Thank you. So we're now talking about what have you given up? Have you sacrificed anything? Anybody else want to share an experience of sacrificing people, places, and or things to become a better version of themselves? Anybody? Ready? Ready?
See, as a
All right.
man, I no longer can walk around in my shorts.
Because you got the kids there.
Yeah, I got something, Rob.
Okay, come on.
I sacrifice being, and at that time I was judgmental of my father, but being a better version than him by letting my sons know that I love them, because he never said that to me, and that they were important, their opinions were, and that they could do any and be anything that they want, as long as they was willing to do the work that it took to get there, whatever that was. And I'm very grateful that, almost 50 years ago, they used to call me MF. Y'all could figure that out. Now they call me MR, period, Mr. Been like that for almost 50 years. I am so happy about that. You just have no idea. And thank you for letting me share that.
Appreciate it. All right. Who else wants to share something about sacrifice, or they have experience doing that?
Sacrifice.
Okay, go ahead,
Come on,
Jerry.
Jerry.
Sacrifice to me is, really giving up something important and valuable, and considering something that even the Creator will give you, that He can do all things, and surround you with good people at the same time, and you never know they was right there with you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So I'll jump in, because I've sacrificed a lot of things along the way. And what just crossed my mind while I was thinking, I had to sacrifice. I could have attitude. Attitude. I was thinking about where I used to work, and I could be really, really funky, because I would despise being there with some of the people. And then you get the good people that tell me, you can't do that. You got to change. You got to do this. Then I want to just fight, because you can't tell me how I need to be at this job. So at some point along the way, I realized I had to be the one to make that change, for myself. And so in order for it to be better, there were times I had to sacrifice this or that, or my attitude, or maybe saying something, because I could get you real quick with the quickness, and I had to let that go. As far as sacrifice, I've done this. I do cleanse, different detoxes and cleansing. So one of the bigger sacrifices was giving up food for 2 weeks. No food, just the master cleanse. You may have heard of the master cleanse, doing that type of a sacrifice. And why did I sacrifice food? No sexual, any kind of this, no profanity. There were many things that I said I'm not going to do, but I had purposes as to why I wasn't going to do it. And it was to be a better version of me, to have clarity, to see better, to be more sensitized to what the Creator's leading me to do. And to give up food is a big thing. I've watched people, and people can't give up no food. They be like, I got to eat now. And I know I too, in moments when I would get hungry, it's like, don't let the Leo come out, because the lion be right. I need to eat now. I remember going to the restaurant with a friend of mine, and I was so already angry that when the waitress came, I couldn't talk to her. I said, you have to talk, because it would not have been good for me to even open my mouth to order the food, because I was not in the right space. But in order to be a better version of myself, I have to cut the head off of some old aspects of who I was to be who I am now. So yeah, I've sacrificed, and it ain't always easy, because sometimes it gets resurrected and then you have to do another sacrifice. That's for me. But anyway, I've sacrificed, and I will keep doing it to continue to be better and better in every day, in every way. Thanks for letting me share. Come on, Gracia. I saw your hand again.
No, I was just fixing the camera. I don't have anything really at the moment, but if still learning and I'm still working on it, I guess sacrificing ego.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I realize that I get defensive about things, and I guess it could be like a pride thing. I'm still trying to get my finger on it. But and I never took myself to be like egotistical, but I don't know, there's probably levels to it. Some people are just blatantly egotistical and self-centered. Mine could be a little more, a little more subtle, but a lot of people I think it's just ego, the levels of pride. Still working on it. And that's I'm just coming to that awareness too, because someone said arrogant at one point. I'm like, me arrogant? I couldn't imagine of all the people, me being arrogant. I feel like I'm probably the most humble person I know. I'm just really chill, laid back, patient. But when I was told arrogant, I was like, I've never heard that before, and I didn't know how to receive it. Because like I said, I don't put myself and the term arrogance in the same sentence. So there's levels to it, I suppose. I'm still working to figure and uncover that.
All right, thank you. Okay, Phantom, welcome. Is it okay if I call you Phantom, because I didn't see another name there?
Lisa.
Lisa, how are you? Okay, welcome. Come on.
What I sacrificed was the mask that I wore.
Yes.
And what that means is, like, when you take off the mask that I'm okay, I'm fine, I'm that. And if you don't take off the mask, then you can't say it out loud that you're not okay. And then you won't be able to work on your inner self. But when I took the mask off, yeah, it came with a lot of heat, because people they're used to the image that everybody's used to the identity that you have put out. And then you're trying to chase to protect that image or protect that. But what you do is end up, when you realize that you're wearing a mask and you're miserable inside. So if you want to so I had to sacrifice the mask so I could be happy inside.
Powerful, yes, because we will wear a mask. We can say we on that one. We have a mask for every person, place, or thing, and it is a wonderful. Thanks for sharing that about taking off the mask. Come on, Al or Robin, someone. I see a hand up.
Hi, kind of piggybacking on what Lisa just said. I was thinking just sacrificing not being in my feelings. You know, when people are not acting the way I want them to act, how, you know, Robin thinks they should act, or either their the response that I get from them is not what I want from them, and then I can go into that space of getting attitude and like, how dare you not be acting the way I want you to act or talking the way I want you to talk. So really sacrificing to allow people to be who they are and not get upset about it. Me not get in my attitude, get in my funky space. You know, so that's something I've really been working on a lot, you know, in terms of this new year. And just realizing, you know, it's okay, you know, you can allow people to be who they are, you know, and you don't have to get in your funk because they're not, you can't pull their strings or control them in the way you would like them to, you know, to act, to talk, you know, just to be, they're being themselves, so let them be themselves. And, you know, if it's something that's rubbing me the wrong way, then I know I need to remove myself because I cannot, because when I'm in that funky space, my kindness may not show, my humbleness may not show toward this person. And how dare I not be humble, not be kind, not be compassionate towards someone else because I don't like, you know, the space that, you know, I'm in because of what they said or what they did. So
thank you for sharing. Yeah.
Very good.
Yes, it was.
I overstand. All right. So we're talking about, once again, sacrifice. Anybody else want to jump in on sacrifice? And if not, we will segue. Who is that?
Star.
Oh, Star.
Yes.
Okay. Come on. Okay.
So for me, I have sacrificed many things throughout the years. And I would say that it's needed, right? It's something that we need to lose something in order to gain something else. So I had to drop or leave many habits or places or things that were just not good for me in order for me to become the person I needed to be, wanted to be. So I sacrificed a lot of things, whether it was in relationships, whether it was with time, comfort, you name it. So I think we all been through that, and it's something that in order for us to transform ourselves and be better in life, we have to just lose things in order to gain something better and become better. So I think it's a balance. It's a balance in life that we all need to do in order for us to grow. But for me, yeah, I've been through it, but I'm growing and I will continue to grow. That's my answer.
All right. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, there's nothing in life, you can't gain anything unless you sacrifice something. That's just the price to pay, where there has to be a sacrifice. If you want to have that gym body, you're going to have to sacrifice some food that you're devouring, cookies, cakes, pasta. Okay. Let me hocus pocus focus, you know, and eat right to get right. Come on, Ron. I see your hand up. Can you unmute? I'll help you out. Unmute and let's go.
Okay.
Hello.
Sorry. Hi. How are you?
All right.
Okay. Thank you for this call. So the thing that I want to the thing that I'm now committing myself to sacrifice is comfort. And I know that's with the sister shared, the one who just shared. And that's a big one for me. I like being comfortable, and I mean the kind of comfort like, you know, if it's cold outside, in the bed, under the covers, watching Netflix, just being comfortable. And but I do it, but I overindulge, and I do it as a means for escape. So I feel like it feels comfortable in the moment, but I'm creating very uncomfortable situations,
Mm.
you know, like money not coming in to pay the bills, you know. So now it makes me think that it's like an illusion, my idea of comfort. So whatever that is, that's what I'm sacrificing. And just like because I realize that it's hard to build a hard muscles, you know, with wanting to always be comfortable. You know, if I'm out there leaning into life and dealing with stuff, facing just the challenges, that builds the muscle. And ultimately, I will be comfortable if you know income is coming in, sufficient income, bills are being paid. That's comfortable. That gives me peace of mind. Peace
Yeah.
of mind is comforting. So it's like I have to also, I mean, I think with this process of sacrificing, it's easy to distinguish, you know, the whole hiding in the comfort zone versus living life in the outside the comfort zone, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm sacrificing. That's what I'm sacrificing. Living in the comfort zone. That's what I'm sacrificing. Okay, that's what I'm sacrificing.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. So we're going to just add a bit to this as I was looking at the next topic, kind of goes along with this. It's about freedom. It's about change and forgiveness. Is there anything you are still holding on to from the past? That's for everybody to just say, who, me? Anything you're holding on from the past that may be keeping you from living fully and freely today? Are you willing and truly ready to forgive and let go, even if it's uncomfortable? Maybe something that he said, she said, or they said. Are you ready to let it go so that you can move forward? Ron said he was about getting out of the comfort zone. So is there anyone else who wants to add to this? Because they kind of go together. Anyone wants to share anything about wanting to let go of something that they've been holding on to so that they can move forward?
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Oh,
Parnell, and then we'll go back to Ron. Yeah.
okay. Good evening to everybody.
All right.
You know, I hear a lot of people saying that things that happen to you, you need to let it go. You need to drop it, da da da. But you know, I'll be honest with you. Some things that happened to me in my life, unless I get Alzheimer's, I ain't gonna never forget. I'm just, I'm just being real. Especially, man, coming up, people sexually abuse you and people lie on you, they cheat on you, they do things that's very irrelevant to you, and I'm supposed to forget it? I can't. But I don't let it hold me down. And just because I speak about it don't mean that it's holding me down. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I would never, ever forget it. And if you don't want me to talk about it, then just chill, you know. Cause you can't, you know, I don't get mad at people when they bring up the past. Oh man, you still talking about that stuff happening to you. So you instead of being compassionate with me, why does it piss you off because I bring it up? Help me. Somebody help me here. Why does it tick you off because I'm bringing up something that happened to me 30, 40, 50 years ago because I still think about it. And if you're into the Bible, God himself says that and with what I haven't read about anyone except him who has a sea of forgetfulness, he didn't give that to me. I don't know about other people, but he didn't give that. He didn't give that to me. That's why I can't forget. But to be honest with you, I have forgiven.
Right.
But that don't mean I can't talk about it or it don't come back up because I believe things that happened to me. You know, and they say you don't supposed to question God. Who am I going to question?
Duh.
Help me.
Right.
And you know, and by that I mean that I wonder why a lot of things happen to me. And there's some more things in the word that says your family could be paying for something. I could be paying for something that my granddad or my great granddad, the generational thing. I don't know,
Right.
but I do know thing that I forget it. You know, letting it, how you if you don't if you don't forget something, how you gonna let it go? But my problem is somebody bring it up, or like right now, if I tell my personal business, why it's gonna upset you because I'm telling you, it's my business instead of you saying, well, man, blah blah blah. Man, ain't never telling all his personal business. Some people really get upset with you. I don't know if anybody on this line with us have experienced that before. You bring up something
Yeah.
happened back then,
Oh, yeah.
man, but you bring that up for yes. It
Yeah.
seems it seems that you irritate them and you talking about yourself, right?
Your life experience.
Yeah, but I'm just so thankful that I do have a forgiving heart. And I have forgiven people who have done things to me and crossed the line. I forgive them. I ain't
Yeah.
got their ugly self, but I forgive them, you know. And I ain't got to have no party with them. I ain't got to go around them if I don't want to. I don't have to do.
Yeah.
I don't even have to speak to them if I don't want to. But I'm
Oh,
not that type of person. But to forgive is forgiveness is huge. Forgiveness is dynamic, man. When you get down to it, it's
Yeah.
gigantic.
yeah,
Forgiveness is gigantic because when somebody do something to you out of the way, it take a lot of time and effort to forgive. But I'm so thankful now the more I talk about it, the easier it gets as the time go by.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
thank you for sharing that. So I'll just real quick. I am not going to forget either. It is advantageous to remember and to be aware. It's one thing to let go, but I will not be. What I heard Luther Vandross singing. Just I don't ever want to be a fool again. So I'm not going to forget.
Luther.
I mean, what do you call it? If I forget it, I might be a fool again.
Yeah.
And I don't want to play that. And what's the other song? Everybody plays a fool sometime.
Yeah.
I try to say that doesn't include me. And right after I said it, it said everybody, even me. I was like, oh, got me. So I'm not going to be the fool. So I won't forget. But I do know forgiving, it could seem tumultuous, and it is a choice. That's when those things like it's like either you will, you won't, you do, you don't, you is or you ain't. So thanks for sharing. Anybody else want to jump in on this? Are you ready to let go of something, person, place, or thing so that you can live fully free? Anybody else on this topic of forgiving? I didn't say forget, but forgiving.
Letting go of fear.
Okay. Somebody said fear.
Yeah, me.
Lisa.
Lisa.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like fear. I think it's something that everybody battles every day. Like no matter like if you've been through things and if you've been through something, I don't think like even if you'll forget it, you'll be courageous today, but that fear will creep up like down 3 days from now. And you're like, so it's the highs and the lows. It's like giving up fear in general, like fear at all. And fear has I saw this thing that says fear has two meanings is forget everything and run or face everything and rise.
Right.
So it's just choosing to face everything, choose everything. So forget that side of the fear where you forget everything and just run and be a runner and run away and actually facing things hands on and just rising from it.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing. Another acronym is, well, it's a street. Let me get another one so it's not so ugly.
It's all right. It could be ugly.
The other one is face everything and recover, which you said rise, same difference. And the other one is false evidence appearing real.
Yes.
False evidence appearing real, because the fear is actually what's inside your head, and the stories that you're telling yourself. And the other one I didn't say is F everything and run. So you said it in a sweet way. Come on, Al. I see you have your hand up.
Yeah, what I want to say is that I was always taught men don't cry because that's a weakness. I was also taught that when my ego gets involved, I always say this, EGO, easing God out, I know I'm in trouble. because I have one of my spiritual advisors always tell me, every time you try to go up there and think, you're behind enemy lines. So sometimes I just have to sit still and let the higher power guide me.
Mhm.
Especially when I don't know what to do. Don't do nothing. In my case, I don't know about anybody else. Every time I put my hand in it, I mess it up. You know, I used to always date a lot of women, but I was always picking the same female. I don't know why. So, however, this young lady that I have next to me, last 40 plus years, I didn't pick up. God just made me fall in love with her the first time I saw her. I went up to her the first day and I said, you know what? I'm gonna marry you. She said, Mister, I don't even know you. You're crazy. Yeah, I was crazy about her. I ain't give up. When she had other tutors coming to visit her, I scare them off. I would. I'd be right there. I know you're not going to that apartment. And this is that man's a fool. But I won her over after about 5 years. No. And I've been reasonably happy. I ain't gonna say supremely happy because she's the boss. You know? So I get some breaks. Thank
Well,
you.
at least you know that. At least you know who the boss is.
Muted,
Okay.
Rob.
Yeah, I was pointing at Ron. Come on, I unmuted.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, okay. All right. What was it again? You said what we have to release from the past?
Yeah.
It was basically, is there anything that you are still holding on to from the past that may be keeping you from living fully and freely today? Are you willing and truly ready to forgive and let go, even if it's
Yes.
uncomfortable?
Yes. So yeah, it was like an add-on to what we shared earlier. So a sense of worthlessness and helplessness. Growing up in the projects, there was always this like overwhelming sense of you know how when you go to the, well, I don't know, you may not know this, but you know, I've experienced going to the bank and trying to get money out, and they print, instead of giving me money, it gives me a slip that says insufficient funds. And what's underneath that is insufficient self-esteem, is insufficient self-respect, insufficient self-love.
Wow.
Just insufficient, you know, like the insufficient funds is just the tip of the ice. That's just on the surface. I have to look at the core, what's underneath, what's driving that.
Wow.
And I'm willing to give that up. And if I could just share just two quick things. Okay. So when I first got to this core, I was just like trembling, scared, and I had shared how I was facing foreclosure. And you know, they said that if I didn't come up with the money or some means, that they were going to sell my place, my apartment on the steps of the courthouse. So I'm happy to say that that has been averted. The auction date has been canceled.
Yes.
So I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
And I want to thank everybody for the support. Everybody was so that when you, I mean, you just happened to send me that link out of nowhere, and I'm like, okay, for the call, and I said, okay, I'll join, because I was just scared out of my mind, and everybody was so supportive. So thank you for the support, the advice. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It worked. And the second thing I want to share is that Master Rob, you know, I don't know, I think we should celebrate, because I met you, this summer will be 30 years of my knowing you. We met in the summer of 1996 at Ife Tayo, doing that dance thing with our code.
African, yes.
So we got to celebrate, brother.
21. Okay, good.
Oh, I blew up a spot inadvertently. No,
they don't know. Ageless. They have no idea. All good, but that was a great play. I didn't realize it was at the African dance place. They're still over there. Thanks for sharing. Let's transition to another question. Remember, you could, if you need to talk about something past, it's okay. Truth and integrity. Do you believe lying is ever a viable option? Why or why not? And what does truth mean to you in real life? Got that?
Got it.
All right.
Brothers.
Come on.
Let me just say this.
Oh, the brothers.
When your woman or your wife says to you, how do I look in this outfit?
Oh, Lord.
Your dumb ass should never say, I don't know. Okay? That's number one.
Never.
Okay? I'll save the number 2 for later.
I got it. Okay. You heard that. Okay. Anybody else?
So see, the thing is, one of the things that says, like, sometimes people can't handle the truth. So, you gotta know how to be quick with the tongue.
Yes.
Because you gotta know how to avert, because you can avert a nuclear bomb if and I've had to do that. Like, I've lived that life. And unfortunately, it's from when we're kids. Like, I actually was reading something earlier. It's like, when I told, and what kind, I was dealing with, like, my internal, like, conflict, and my, like, how I got broken down and went through a breakdown, is because when I told the truth, then my nervous system already understood that it's not okay to tell the truth, because then you're not safe anymore. So, and then that's because when you do tell the truth, sometimes now the truth is used against you too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
People will weaponize the truth, your truth. So the only truth that you should have is being true to yourself.
That part, very important.
Yeah. That's the truth, and integrity lies with yourself, not with others.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And you said something real quick about people can't take the truth. I remember a situation I was in, and it was dealing with a relationship, and the person called and he was like, you just got to tell me the truth. And I was like, you're not ready. And they said, yes, I need you to tell me. And they said it 3 times. And so I said, okay. And I told them the truth. And then there was that silence that, that's like complete silence. And she just hung up the phone. There was no more words. I said, but I told you you weren't ready to hear the uncut truth. So do I believe lying is ever what's that word? I can't even pronounce it now.
Viable
option. So like what you said, I think you have to be very quick. I don't want to lie in the sense that I'm causing, I want to call it karma to come back. So there is a way, I think, where I would find a way to say what I need to say without totally destroying them. Right. And that may not be giving them, you look horrible, but finding a way to say, well, I'm not going to comment on that situation, a way I can excuse myself from having to actually lie. So I think that means I might not have to say everything. I'll just have to hold back, because like you said, people cannot always handle the truth. But what is important is that I don't lie to myself.
Right.
And I've learned that doesn't work. And we talk about it on this platform as well as on the other. Honesty is the key. I could lie to y'all all day. Oh yeah, I ran this morning and I drank some water and I did this and I didn't do any of those things. And sooner or later it's going to catch up, because the truth will always come out. Oh, it's beeping. I think that's for me and someone else. I set the timer. But anyway, truth and integrity starts with myself, and I work to be honest at all times. And I will let you know, maybe I don't need to say anything in this situation so that it won't be a lie and it won't hurt nobody because they might fall out after I say what I gotta say. Because I say the truth, right, mother? I don't really hold back. Come on, Al, let me stop. I'll be done told the truth.
No, it was me, Master Rob.
Oh, come on.
That's a really loaded question, telling the truth. And I think that for me, in terms of me sharing the truth to someone, I don't want to hold secrets. I don't want to hold information, from someone, because I don't, depending on what the situation is, like I said, that's a loaded question for me. But I do know that the truth, when the truth is not told in a lot of situations, and like you said, when it comes out, because you have vindictive people, and I'm thinking about like children and parents and fathers in particular, and who's the father of a child and stuff, and people know the secrets and they're like hinting around, or they just, you didn't know that was your daddy, so it's really, that's a really, I'll say a touchy subject for me, in terms of telling the truth, because some people will use the truth against you. They would use the truth to hurt you. They would use the truth to hurt someone else. They could be very vindictive about it, so, but I don't believe, like in situations where I was talking about children holding on to the truth and someone finding information about themselves, who the real parent was when they're 50 years old or they're older person, and, oh, I wanted to protect you, I didn't want to hurt you. Like, this is not hurting the person now when they find out, it was a secret or whatever, and they're living a lie, so it's, that's a really, like I said, a really loaded question, a touchy question in terms of truth and what situation you're talking about, revealing the truth or keeping the truth from someone. So thanks for letting me say that.
It's loaded.
Yes, I would like to comment on that, please. Well, I'm just going to talk about myself. I ain't going to talk about y'all. But
Thank you.
But
Thank you, Cordell.
Okay.
But I believe that there comes a time now. I know I'm not a chronic liar. I'm not a habitual liar.
There you go.
But in this life, sometimes there comes a time when you might have to feel. It might be a time when it saves your life. It might be a time when it saves someone else's life. It's just, yes, it's just like if I got a good friend, he's a man there. Come on, tell me the truth, man. Tell me. I would know, blah, blah. I said, man, look, now, don't ask me about the truth if you don't want me to tell it to you. Now, keep begging me. Man.
Get what you want.
Okay, look, okay. Now don't get upset when I tell you what I think or what I saw or what I this and that. And you ask me one more time, and I'm gonna tell you. And it's gonna be you could get mad, you could jump off the diving board in the water in the pool, right? But when it comes to the truth and a liar, I don't want to be here comes that guy, he lie all the time. No. I'm not gonna be that person because I want to be comfortable with myself when I look at myself in the mirror. Did I do the right thing? But if I have to lie to save myself or to save someone I love or someone I know very well, I might have to squeeze one in there. But that's not a chronic liar. A necessary lie. You had to tell the lie that time.
Right.
But yeah,
I get you.
That part.
For the team.
Oh my.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
Oh, boy. Who's this sometimes?
I got something to add, bro.
Okay,
Oh, boy.
come on, Jerry.
Yeah. To me, truth is truth. I like that because some people think they are smarter than God.
Oh, yes.
Thinking they can go away lying to you while smiling in your face.
All right.
Telling you, I'll see you tomorrow, knowing damn well they are not going to see you tomorrow when they close the front door in your face.
Right.
Y'all are funny.
But truthful. That's the catch. Thank you for sharing. Come on, whoever that is over there, Al or Robin.
Yeah, it's Al. I was the type of dude that I would steal from you and then help you look for what was stolen.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that was me in my younger years.
yeah.
You know,
Oh, Lord.
and the only other time I didn't tell the truth because I always feel that nobody's that important that I can't tell the truth. But one person, and that was my girlfriend at that time. If I was cheating, I ain't gonna tell her I was cheating. That's a
No, you
death
don't do
sentence.
that with that.
Oh no.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the only time I didn't tell the truth. But any other time than that, I didn't care. I really didn't care what you thought. Because you was gonna think what you thought about me anyway, being that you thought I was no good. I already knew I was no good. Because you told me that all my life. You
That
just
part right there.
bad, boy. So I said, I'm gonna let them people see what bad is. So I don't tell my grandkids and my sons that. I tell them you're just being difficult.
Right.
Do
These
what?
words are powerful,
Very powerful.
you know. And Cornell, I know you're a poet because you sure enough know it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to segue into support and accountability.
Oh man.
Here we go. Do you have a real support system, a go-to person or group who loves you enough to tell you the truth, not just what you want to hear? If yes, how has it impacted you? And if not, what's missing? Support and accountability. Dawn, doesn't mean you want to talk? Or you just gonna
Maybe, I don't know yet.
Maybe. Okay.
Nah, I do. Good evening, everyone. I do have a support system that they will tell me the truth, and sometimes I say their truth because it's not always true to me. And they make me angry, and they know when they get to me, I get real quiet. And I don't say nothing. They be like, well, I'm not trying to make you mad. And I have two people that don't hold back. And sometimes I do get angry because not because it's not the truth, it's the delivery. I have one person where how they deliver it annoys me because I think they can handle it a little better. But I do have a support system that I know if I call them, I go to them from time to time, but then I have to pull back because I know they're gonna tell me the truth, and at the moment I don't want to hear it. I just want to vent. So I do. I can say I have one.
Awesome. That's important to have. Anybody else ready? Or I might could say something. I have to read the question. I don't answer the question, so I have to read them again to make sure.
I just want to make a comment based on what Dawn said. She made a point I think is significant. She said, I don't like the way I don't like the delivery, the way they told me the truth. I've had that told to me before too. It's not so much what I'm saying, it's the tone.
Yeah.
And I get that now. I really didn't kind of get it then, but I do now a little better. But I think it kind of goes along with that scripture that says, speak the truth. So we're told to speak the truth, but to speak the truth in love. So when we speak the truth in love, it's easier to be received. And if we're speaking the truth in love, and truly, love doesn't judge, so we shouldn't be afraid, what somebody's going to think if we say it, because it's true. Whether you tell somebody it or not, it's still true. It still exists. And so, yeah, I'm not going to speak on the whole truth thing because I think it's too much to go into. But for sure, I like the idea of speaking the truth in love. Sometimes it's easier to receive it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So again, we're talking about support and accountability. Do you have a real support system, a go-to person or group who loves you enough to tell you the truth, not just what you want to hear? I will say I have a very small group. I do have people I could talk to, and they will say something to me. You just talked about that whole tone. It's very important. I have to watch how when I tell the truth, because I'm not on hold back too much.
You sure don't.
Oh. Excuse me. No. So
Amen.
I do work. Yes, amen. No, I do work better. better to deliver, because I wouldn't want it to come to me in a negative way either. So I do, sometimes I'll be like, it's better that I don't say anything now, because I know I'm not in the right space and place to talk. And my father used to always say, I know you didn't just calibrate. And so I work to not calibrate. And I can tell if I'm not there, it's best that we don't have this conversation, because it's not going to feel great. It's not going to be good. So, but I can revisit when I'm in a space where we could have a grown conversation, so to say. I don't have a huge, I'm a stickler with words, so I have to watch how I say it. I have a group around me, and I'm grateful for even the people that are here. And it is important to have some people that are there, but I don't need somebody to be the yes crew. I don't want that. I don't want the yes crew, because I'm not going to be your yes crew. Homie, don't play that. So the people that are around, I'm appreciative of them. And when they do, when I have been called out, I have to take a deep breath, because I'll be ready to unleash the. And I said, hold up, let me just process this, because perhaps I need to check me. So I totally work to do self-inventory. Al, we know about that, right? We take an inventory of self on a regular basis, because I don't want you to have to call me out. So yeah, I got some people. I look forward to expand in the days ahead, the right people, but it has to be authentic and real, or I'm not, homie, don't play that. That's my take on that. And anybody, I saw a hand up. Al or Robin, let's go.
It's Al. I have one person that constantly stay in my Kool-Aid, and they know the flavor. They call me on it all the time, and they say it so sweetly. You can't even get pissed off when you pissed off. And that's my wife over here, wifey. She call me all the time. Like, I'll give you an example. I might say, I don't know if you all understand this expression, but I might say a little white lie, like stretch the truth a little bit in front of people, and she'll say, Albert, you know that's not the truth. I said, oh God. She called me on it. She know, so I know I got to be legit with her, because she will let you know my stuff stink. It smell like helicopter smoke.
That's speaking the truth in love.
Right.
That's enough for me.
All right, thank you. All right, anybody else on this? What we're talking about?
I'll go. I mean, I don't have a huge circle, you know. So I mean, I spend a lot of time just kind of like you're doing a lot of self-reflection. But the one person that I actually had to kind of give her the I would say give her the green light to call me out, because I would always say, if I'm doing something and it don't sit right with you, don't just hold on to it. Say what you gotta say, because how do we get better if you don't tell me the truth? So I guess she finally got comfortable. And, you know, whenever I'm acting a little selfish or, you know, scared or whatever, she tells me. And, or whenever I'm, you know, being a little, you know, double-sided about certain things, she'll tell me. If I did something wrong, she'll tell me. And it's like I gave her the tell, right? This is how you know that it's real. I just stay quiet. And she said, well, you're not saying anything. Well, because you're spot on. I have nothing to say. I don't have a rebuttal. You're spot on. So it's like she knows now. Oh, okay, I got him. So, but she definitely she holds me accountable now, for real. One person who's actually on the call, Lisa. She's a friend, big friend of mine. He's another person that is truth. A lot of it. Sometimes delivery can be a bit off, but I understand. It's
The
only
delivery
after the
boy's
fact.
off.
She's working on that too. But you know, I get it. But you know, we're both even in my relationship with my girlfriend, just working on delivery. You know, sometimes, and I think I just read it the other day. You know, I was doing my Bible study, and it says, "Yeah, okay, you may have something to say, and it may be the truth, but you need to be wise and understand. Okay, maybe they're not in the position to receive it. So sometimes restraint is wisdom. Yes, you see it. You may not have to call them out on it in that moment. Wait till the time is right, or wait till the energy has died down, or just read the room. And then as long as you do that and you're aware, and then once again wise about it, and you're just saying the truth out of love, then it eventually it's practice, but you'll get your point across eventually. So
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. So we are beginning to wind down. I'm going to put one last thing on the table, which is just about to bring some good energy, some more good energy. This is about the younger you, for all you elders. I mean, for, you know, the younger you. Here we go. As a young boy, a girl, man, or woman, what was something simple that brought you pure joy? Something that made you feel free, confident, and unstoppable. And how did that version of you show up? And we'll leave it at that. So something that just brought you pure joy.
I confess, and Sir Albert will be able to understand this as we gangsters or former gangsters. When I was a newspaper reporter and I was in a membership meeting, someone in the organization used to rile me like no end. And it gave me great joy, good people, to call him obnoxious. And it gave me great joy, Sir Albert, that after we went outside, because he challenged me to a fist fight.
Oh my goodness.
And I got the best of him, even after he pulled out his knife. I waded right through him. Now, mind you, we became great friends after that. But one of the things I've learned by being a former gang leader is that when you show people that you don't fear them, it scares off the other wolves
Yes.
in the bushes. And so it gave me great joy to beat his ass. But like I said, I'm no longer that gangster. But it gave me great joy. It gave me great joy.
All right. Thank you for that. So anybody else want to give us something that brought you great joy when you were younger version? Something that made you feel free, confident, and unstoppable. Anybody?
I really love whooping ass back in the day.
Oh my
Like, I
goodness.
swear, I'm glad that you said that, Professor, but it's true. Like, and it's like, getting this humble and niceness, it's like, it's kind of miserable. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold you. But back in the day when you could just be like, F you, and just smack somebody up, like, it felt so good. And it's like, I was much happier when I could just smack the taste out of somebody's mouth. You know, just like it, like react like that. That was my reaction. My reaction was like, what? Like, you know, so, and I missed that. I just missed that feeling. I missed that comfort, that confidence, you know? And then when he started because I felt like when I started suppressing that side of me, I became sad. I'm like, and I don't get that.
Wow.
Like, I don't get that. Like, I became miserable and I started feeling, I'm like, so should I go back to whooping ass? But I don't want an assault charge or something. I don't want to go to jail.
Play the whole tape.
For that man.
Yeah, make sure to play the whole tape so you don't want to get locked up.
But it's true. Like, I found joy in that, and I found joy in cursing someone out. Like seriously, felt so good like back in the day. And now it's like we have to be mindful and and man, I just felt like it made us too soft.
Stop talking about me.
I can identify with what you're saying. I'll just jump in real quick. But for me, it is better that I don't be that killer or that want to knock somebody, because when there's a fight, I'm not planning to lose. That means
right there, that part.
What right there. So whatever that takes, even if it means taking you all the way out, that way what's going to happen. But if I play the whole tape through, see, I'm not trying to be behind no bar.
Right.
That part, that's not going to work, because they're not going to be able to catch me. Anyway, so let me not put myself in that situation. And I've learned that if I defuse it by not feeding the fire, they can't win, because I'm already winning when I don't give them that. So I got some stories from the past that I could share, and I laugh at those because I did some stuff we will not put on air tonight, and I've done some things like you said. Hey, what? Don't let the pretty face fool you, because like you say, I found pleasure in telling people off, but then where I'm at now, I don't feel soft, because I'm even more powerful with sitting in my place. I'm going to say of the royal place that we all belong, the great people that we are, the great beings or spirit beings that we are. And in that, there's so much more power in that position, knowing how to not react, but take action accordingly in all the affairs. So it works for me not to jump down there and have to act out and then whatever, we are
deal with the consequences.
Right. Okay, there we go. Consequences. That's the catch. So that's my take on that. Anyone else want to say anything on this topic?
I do.
Okay.
I just want to present the question.
Okay.
And if anybody wants to respond, because I haven't quite found my response to the question. And it's kind of related to this, but the War of Armageddon. Okay. When you read it, it's clearly not a spiritual war solely. It may be partially, but clearly not solely, because it talks about blood and it talks about bodies and all of that. So that's a war that's being fought physically, like, the adrenaline is going to happen, like you guys are talking about, that makes you feel good when you do it, because I think there's some sense of justice that you are gaining when you do it. And I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, even though it seems like it is, but I don't necessarily think so. There are a lot of wars that were fought in the Bible, in the Old Testament, a lot. And God gave victory. And they were physical wars. They weren't like, spiritual wars. But I think we've kind of become accustomed to reserving the physical and the battle just being a spiritual one, that we're supposed to be subdued and fight it with prayer and spiritual warfare and all of that. Not to say it's not true, but maybe at some point we've been developing the spiritual warfare so that we can put the two together. Because what's going to happen in Armageddon? And I think we're moving close to that. And Jesus is coming to fight with his folk. And it's a fight. I kind of think it might be a race war, but that aside, it's a fight. And so maybe we're getting prepared to be ready for that. Just food for thought.
Thank you for putting that out there. I will make one comment on that. I like how you said it could be the two coming together. So it is always good to become wiser, to get more wisdom. So then you know how to do what needs to be done. There's some time that you have to open up a can of that, what they call it, open up a can of whip ass. No one ever said take that off the table. However, if you want to feel all spiritual, you can't do that, then you might get your kick. And you know what I said? I didn't say the word, but you understood. So you have to, again, use wisdom in all situations. We spoke about that when Robin said, now, because I might have to tell you the truth. Again, there are ways in this that still can be confronted so that we can correct. That was something that Lisa also mentioned. You have to confront if we're going to correct. Everybody can't be sitting back. Yeah, you need some prayer warriors, but somebody's got to have to be at the front line. What was that? Oh God, I can't think of the movie. Anyway, there has to be a front line. Would you say?
I said trench lines.
Right. So there's somebody's going to have to be in the front line. I heard someone talking about that today. And you have to know your position or where you can play, because you might not be frontline material. So you might need to be in the back and know how to work the word and prayer or whatever you need to do. But there's going to be the kamikaze, is that the word, Professor? That's going to be in front, like, what? I'm ready. So there's a place for everybody to be. And if somebody needs to be like the little, and they're not even punks, but the guys that fly the missile and sit in the back room and blow up the
volunteer
and blow up
you,
everything. Huh?
I volunteer you.
No, I say I can sit at the computer and run that.
No, I want you to be a kamikaze.
Drop the bomb on them. That's going to be kamikaze from behind the scene. But anyway, I think that it all comes together because it fits joints. We just have to find the balance with that, and ask your divine creator to give you clarity and understanding moving forward. So we're at the point in the session where we will now ask, does anyone have what we call a burning desire? They need to say something before they leave. We don't want them to walk away and carry a weight with them that it may hurt themselves or someone. This is the time to speak now. And maybe we can give or share our experience with, in hopes so that you don't hurt yourself or someone else. Does anyone here need to get something off now or speak? Okay, so with that, what we will do next, I'm going to just recap a bit here, and then we're going to have our closing statements, what you got, or you can give a prolific quote, or you can say good night, I'm out of here. I want to thank everyone for coming out. And so we started off talking about grounding and gratitude. We just asked, what are you grateful for right here and right now? I think it's I don't even think anymore. I know it's very important to create a gratitude list. It can change the energy, the atmosphere instantly when you begin to list the things that you're grateful for. It'll get rid of a lot of that other energy that is around or in or wherever. So remember to always create a gratitude list. Literally write it down or consider it. And it will change your day. If you start out with gratitude, you'll have a different day. We talked about sacrifice. In order to get anything in life moving forward, there must be a sacrifice. To be a better version of yourself, you have to sacrifice the old. Whatever state that you occupy is what life is going to give you. In order to get to the next place, you have to change the place you're in, meaning there has to be a sacrifice of the old to embrace the new. We talked about freedom and forgiveness, and we are very clear that some of us that we were choosing, we're not going to forget, ever be aware, but we can forgive. Forgiveness is freedom. And it's not so much for the person, it's for you. When you can forgive, then you don't die. You won't get cancer and all kind of tumors and other stuff from holding on to sugar, honey, and ice and tea that needs to be released. Somebody got that one. And so we started talking about truth and integrity. I think generally we've said it is important to be truthful with yourself. If you can be honest with yourself, then you're already walking in freedom by being truthful with yourself. And that also would bring and brings forth integrity. We talked about having a support group, which is advantageous because a lot of people are here trying to do it alone. But we all need each other in a way, because there's a part that comes into play where we need each other. So on that, before I give my closing statement that I worked out, I'm going to call out a name, and we're going to give you a moment to share what you want to share as we close out this session at the King's Table with the wonderful queens. I am once again most appreciative you've been here. I'm going to go straight over to Jerry. Come on, give us your closing statement, sir.
Queens, Kings, I could have been anywhere in the world, but I'm here in Maryland and straight coming to New York City. I need just 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We can't hold water. Our first cousin Jesus, this was his first miracle in public. Now Jesus and his disciples are headed to a town called Canaan for a brief stop before moving on to a town called Capernaum, now by the Sea of Galilee. Once Jesus and his friends arrived at the wedding, suddenly the bridegroom's servant told the governor of the feast, "Oh, Lord, we just ran out of red wine." Now Jesus' mother heard the outcry, and from her left she noticed Jesus and his friends standing behind a small crowd. Mary quietly but quickly moved in his direction and fixed her dress and stood in front of her son. Then said, "Child, we ran out of wine." Jesus didn't cut any corners with his mother, telling her, "Woman, why do you involve me? My hour has not yet come." Mary never blinked her brown eyes, as she, in the moment of time, she wanted her son to do something for her. She slowly turned to her right, telling the 12 disciples, "Whatever he tells you to do it." And those words, Jesus told his friends to fill up the brims of 6 jars that hold 30 gallons of water. They were used for washing clothes, telling his friends to please fill the jars up to the brim. So once the last jar is filled, a few minutes passed when the governor of the feast, who was responsible for the wedding arrangements, he grabbed a small copper cup and tasted what he thought was sweet water had been turned into a light red wine, a high quality wine. The governor of the feast smiled, telling everyone standing but there, "Let's keep the party going." Suddenly, everyone standing there raised their cups, while Jesus and his friends moved on to the town called Capernaum. You see, the distance is 10 to 20 miles. When he got there, Jesus healed Peter's mother-in-law. She had a very bad fever, and that Jesus healed a paralytic man, that he told this man to get up and take his bed with him. That event even scared the devil. Jesus did tell this man, "Don't tell a soul." But this man couldn't wait to turn the corner and tell everybody he saw, "We can't hold water."
Thanks for sharing. And that only took 2 minutes, as you said. Thank you for that. Who else is ready to give a closing statement? Let's go to the wonderful Dawn. Let's go. Don't give me that look, Dawn. I felt you.
I can't win. I'll never be last.
Oh, that's right. You want to be last,
No,
right?
no, that's all right. I'm
Oh,
good.
okay.
It's gonna be short and sweet. Thank you for the invite. It's always a pleasure. I'm always learning from each and every one of y'all. I always take notes, and when I can sit there and take notes if I'm not driving. But I actually, in the beginning, listened to all the questions. I had answers to some of the questions, but I felt like I needed to lay on my couch while I tell you this, because it would have been long, so it would have been a session. So right now, I just took in what everybody said, and I'm going to use it, and I really appreciate it, and thank you, and everybody have a good night.
Come on, Mother. I can hear you laughing, so you can.
I knew you were gonna call it. I knew you were gonna call me next.
There you go.
But anyway, you do it every time. But I have thoroughly enjoyed every one of you, just listening to you. But I'm perfect. I'm really perfect in all these things, so I don't have to worry about it. I just said that, but I'm not perfect at all. But there's one thing I want to say. But that's one thing I do want to say. I thank God that I can forgive. I can really forgive. Even when someone tried to hurt my child, I can forgive them and keep on. But I have really enjoyed listening to every one of you. And plus, I'm glad that I was here to hear everything, because we had church tonight at 7:00, and bring your tithes and your offering. But this is my tithes and offering right here, listening to every one of you share and I can understand what you have said, but it's just good to be right here in my home and to hear every one of you speak. And I really, really have enjoyed it tonight. Even though I got cold, I got me some tea, but I haven't drank because it's too hot. But anyway, I have enjoyed, and I pray that each one of you have a great week. And don't freeze, because we're supposed to get all this snow tomorrow, but I'm not even believing it. But anyway, I have enjoyed it, each one of you.
Thank you for sharing. I see someone I want to say hello. I'm going to ask you to unmute. Hello, Bernice.
Hello.
How you doing, beloved?
It's so good to see you.
Thank you for popping on.
And your mother. This is wonderful. Wonderful.
Thank you for popping in on us.
Thank you. Thank you for being there.
All right, love. Let's go to James. How about you, James? You want to give us a closing statement? Thank you for joining tonight.
Yes, I was just going to say, yeah, I enjoyed listening as well. So thank you again for inviting me, participating, and just be safe out there right now. Be safe. So,
yeah. Is it a lot of snow there where you are?
I mean, all the snow from last week, yes, but cold, very cold. Very cold.
Single digits.
Too cold.
All right. Let's go to Mo. Hello, Mo. Are you there? 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's go to Carnell.
Yes, I'd like to say this has been very gratifying, a very gratifying moments to really look into the minds of others along with my own. We're very compatible, and it's something that I really enjoy, and I like it. And I just pray that everybody stay safe until the next time we meet, and everyone have a good evening.
Thank you so much. Let's see who else we want to go to. Let's go over to Dr. Ron Lester. Give us a closing statement. Is Ron there? Okay. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
Okay, come on, Ron. Closing
Oh God. Okay. Yeah, I just want to say thank you. That's my closing statement.
I appreciate it. Gracia, can you talk where you are? Give us a closing statement.
Yeah, I can talk. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go.
Okay, great. Not much to say today. Just as happy to always be a part of this and hear and just hear just being able to take some from each and every one of you and to be able to apply it. And yeah, that's it. So I'm very grateful for all of you and grateful for the queens as well for sharing and participating. And see you all next time.
All right, great. Let's go. What did you say, Mother?
I said he in the snack store.
He in the snack store. You see it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Lisa. Phantom, give us a closing statement if you would. Thank you. And thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, guys. It was so, I love the fact that when you guys said to not be isolated, to be present. And I think in the 2026, I just want to be present. I felt like I've been living in the past and I think it was, he's not here, Carnell.
Yeah, he dropped out. He had to go. Yeah.
Oh, but it's just saying like, I get what he's saying was I ain't never gonna forget. And I've been pegged on by Gracia, who tells me, hey, you talk about the past, but it's okay to look, it's okay to look to the past, but don't stay in it.
Yeah.
So look, you can't, and one of the things I've said to him is like, you can't move forward looking at, you can't drive the car, keep looking in the back view mirror. Like you can't keep looking back. So, but the purpose of looking back should only be, you need to look back so that you can be present, and you need to stay present so that you can go into the future.
Yes. Thank you for coming. Janet, give us a closing statement, please.
He heard you.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, I heard you. I'm sorry, I had to take it off of mute. I think for the most part, but my takeaway And interestingly, I came in when, I think he's gone now, but when the young man was talking about him almost losing his home.
He's still here.
Yeah. And I just had a situation very similar. And I've been standing on God's word that says, my God shall supply all of your needs according to his riches and glory. But at the same time, I've been trying to understand that scripture. Like, okay, what does that really mean? I mean, I know I've been saying it, but okay, where is glory? And how do I access the riches in glory? What is that? So, I'm in a strange place of trying to understand that. And okay, what does that really mean? And what is my responsibility in that, if any, or is it just pure faith? And, so anyway, I've just kind of been digging into that. And it's like God is showing up. But I was like on the brink of like, God, are you going to show up? I was really on the place of, okay, maybe I've got it all wrong. Maybe, I'm like, need to rethink everything. So, but it's like, okay, what is this? A trial of my faith? Maybe, but it is like at the hour, or minute, God is showing up. So it was interesting that story was right there, right after I had a situation just like that. And so there's that. So that's a takeaway. And then also, and I think that was an encouragement to just continue to stand on my word. I will show up. It's going to work out. God always shows up. Like that was an increase in my faith, but also the thing of accountability partners you guys were talking about. So I was just talking to my girlfriend about that, having support system, but we termed it more accountability partners, people to help you stay focused and on track and to share and kind of help you stay on this path. And there's a statement that the church that I go to says all the time, you can't do life. Life is not meant to be done alone. And it's good to have somebody to walk alongside. And in times and moments of, and Elisa mentioned she, maybe she shouldn't be alone so much or something like that. But yeah, it's true. I think we do better when we do it together. And sometimes it's hard, and sometimes, it's uncomfortable to open up to people or to let them see stuff you're going through. We all want to put on the strong face and think, okay, everything's okay. But finding a support group, that somebody that you can speak the truth to, and they will support you in love. And that means not judge you, not, think, something that, like he talked about, I felt less than a man. I felt less than. So somebody that won't make you feel like that when you're going through, because sometimes, we feel like we have to be, all of that. Yeah. So anyway, I didn't go on and on, but just yeah. Anyway, so all of that was very much confirmation of it all, that God is good, confirming truth.
I want to give you a note real quick, just food for thought, and we'll talk more about it at another point. As far as this glory or this riches stuff, when one is able to live from the wish fulfilled, hold on to that, meaning to become full of the feeling of that which you're wanting. So if I'm wanting wealth, see from the place of being wealthy, feel from the place of being wealthy. Because if you're feeling from poverty, you cannot be wealthy. You will always be wanting, because you're in the wanting. But if you can get full of the feeling, so that means you need to spray some perfume, or you need to do whatever you need to do to help activate the senses of being and living from the end, then those riches will be made manifest. But as long as you're saying, I wish I had a car like his, that shows that you're not one with it, and you can never have it, because you see yourself separate from. I wish God was with me. I am God, but that's another story. Hear me
Oh,
now.
yes.
You have to live from the wish fulfill, whatever it may be. If you're wanting to be and have this or that, if you can't see yourself from that place, then you're occupying the space elsewhere. But we'll go deeper into that if you join us on our meetings tomorrow. That's my promo. The Liberating Part of the Divine.
Needed that.
But
Was
we have more information about living from the end and not living toward the end, because if you're toward, you're not there yet. Okay, so we're going to go to welcome Enrique. Thank you for joining. Did you want to say anything as far as a closing statement? You want to say anything?
Yeah, sorry that I got here late. Rob, I appreciate you, sending the invites. You already know what's happening, but thank you. I'm happy that, appreciative of the fact that there are people such as Rob, and I'm pretty sure the queens that get together and, just to sense positivity in this world currently is like something as simple as just that feels so amazing. And the fact that you provide that is very much appreciated. So thank you, Rob.
Thank you for showing up. Let's go to Alan Robin, and I think that I got everybody. Oh, Professor, and then myself.
I'm just so appreciative to be here, to be invited to the King's Table, every month. There was so much great information shared tonight. Appreciate, people just sharing from the heart. And I love Janice, what she was saying about speak the truth in love, because that touched me, a lot. So that's definitely something, I'm going to keep on my heart. So just thank you for being here tonight, everyone, and God bless.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Robin.
All right. Al?
All right. You want me to say something, Rob, or you forgot about me?
No, I want you to say nothing. You already spoke.
Oh, I thought you had a resentment. You know what that's like, pissing down your leg. The only person feel it is you.
Right. So what you going to say?
Okay. However, I like that young lady, Lisa. If I was a girl, that would be me and you, Sam. But however, we don't want to be a girl. So if she was a boy, she would be like me and you, Sam.
That's
so
right.
we got a partner there.
Yeah.
I have never seen a young lady express that kind of enjoyment about kicking butt. But unfortunately, I'm 76 now. And if I go to jail for a weekend, that could be a life sentence for me. So I can't kick no more butt.
No, you better not do that.
But I'm grateful to God that He has changed my heart. And Master Rob, I want to thank you for being who you are as a person, being authentic. All you guys, especially young ladies, you queens, I look forward every fourth weekend to see y'all on Fridays. Y'all are important to me. So y'all have a blessed and safe weekend. Do me one favor tomorrow. When you go out, say something kind to a stranger. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Let's go to Professor, and then I want to say something before we get off. Professor.
Very briefly, rather than engaging in fights and all that other stuff now, I confess that I project a certain persona. And when the students act up, they'll say, Mr. Presley, we want you to go here because you have that calming persona. But they don't know about my whole gang days and whatever. And even when Minister Louis Farrakhan would come to Temple University, they knew that when I was one of his bodyguards, we didn't accept any shit. Let me say this also, good people. God no longer speaks from the mountaintop. He no longer speaks to us from burning bushes. He speaks to our heart.
Amen.
And if we were to look back on parts of our lives that we have lived, we can, in our quiet moments, we can come up with answers and solutions going forward. He also speaks to us in dreams.
That's
And
right.
if you were to Google everything that I just said, not the gang part, you will see that it's right there in the Bible. And finally, brothers and sisters, as I've said before, when you get an opportunity, if you haven't done so already, Google and read the Desiderata. No matter your religion or point of view, it speaks to you in its first words. Go placidly, go calmly in this life, and the truth and yourself and everything will be divinely presented to you. Truth.
Amen.
Thank you for that.
Mhm.
So I will quickly close. I think we went a little longer than normal. Up, Star said she can speak. Come on, real quick.
I'll start.
Thank you for that, Dawn.
Sorry, there's a little noise in the background, but it was an amazing night. Thank you, everyone. I loved all of your answers. And Rob, you did an amazing job with the questions, but it was amazing tonight. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful night and a great weekend.
Awesome. So let's do the promo. Thank you, everyone that has given tonight. I received some texts. So again, the money or investment that you put, whatever it is, no matter $1, 1,000, a million, you want to give away $1 million, holla, but it all goes toward keeping this platform and the community alive. I appreciate the authenticity that we showed here and the vulnerability, but the fact that we were, I don't know why I use the word, but the fact that we were safe here to speak and be real, because you don't get that like a lot around here. So we thank I thank each of you for being here and showing up in truth and honesty. So as we prepare to leave this table, remember this: nothing shared here was wasted, and nothing spoken in truth ever disappears. What you felt tonight is not meant to stay in this room or at this table. It is meant to walk with you, to guide your steps and inform your choices. Carry the courage it took to speak, the humility it took to listen, and the love it took to remain present. When life presses you, remember this. Remember this table. And when doubt arises, remember your voice. When the world feels heavy, remember you are not alone. May what began here continue to unfold in your homes, in your life, in your relationships, your decisions, and who you're becoming. Go gently, go boldly, go knowing you are seen, you are heard, and you are forever connected with the King's Table. For anyone interested, we will be doing a session tomorrow morning at 11 at the Liberating Part of the Divine. I'll send out text messages. But again, thank you because you showed up. You made this a success tonight. Shout out to the newbies, Lisa, Bernice. Great to see your face. Thank you for coming. Dawn, Paris, thank you for joining in. Mo, Enrique, and everyone. James, Star, everybody. Thank you all so much. And be blessed and be a blessing. And we'll talk soon. Peace.
Amen. You didn't call mom.
I did get you. You were the one. You spoke 30 and yelled at me. Don't play with me.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah, what's up?
This is the first time that I personally remember ever seeing your mom.
Oh.
You're her twin, man. You're like the male version of your mother.
That's what they all say.
She's been on a couple of times. All right. Well, good. I'm glad you got to see her. All right.
Awesome.
You guys have an amazing evening. God bless.
You as well.
Bye.
Later.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Good night.